I have a question here for Dr. Burke. Over the weekend, I ran into another woman, age 51. She got laid off. She had a general degree, had a good job, but now she can't find anything. And she was just bemoaning the fact that when she was in, rather than go to a 4-year college, why she wasn't a welder, a medical tech of some nature, something or other. And I still hear back home well paid guidance counselors advising everybody to go to college when again and again I find people not going to college wind up higher paid with less student debt and more job security. What can we do to straighten out these reasonably well paid guidance counselors to give people a little bit better advice? Not to mention, when I deal on the other end of things, when I talk to our employers in construction, in medical field, and manufacturing. Well, right now, the only thing holding us back from building more housing in Wisconsin is we can't find anybody to do the work. What can we do to straighten out these guidance counselors there, Dr. Burke?
Well,
Ruining a lot of people's lives.
thank you, Representative Grothman. Completely agree with you that we need to be communicating to students that there are multiple pathways to climbing the ladder of upward economic mobility in America. And too often, the only answer that we give them when asked what they should do is attend a traditional 4-year college. And that has not served many students well who would be better situated in the future if they did something other than go through that 4-year brick and mortar route. And, to your point about construction workers and mechanics, electricians, waitresses, all of these individuals end up bearing the cost of federal bailouts and ever increasing federal subsidies in the higher education sector. I think it's always important to bear in mind that still today, 2/3 of Americans do not hold bachelor's degrees. And it is that 2/3 of Americans who also have to pick up the cost for ever increasing federal spending.
Okay. Give you a general question. Again, I hear talking to my trade unions or tech schools of people, going back, getting a skill maybe in their early 30s after they already got a college degree in their early 20s. Percentage-wise, Dr. Burke, I have no idea. What percentage of people going to a 4-year college would be better off not going to one today? In your
Well,
dream?
it's hard to say, and it depends on how
Yes.
you quantify better off. Even an individual who might not see a massive increase in earnings after having graduated might still say that the experience was worthwhile for them. People go to college for a lot of different reasons. But one thing we do know is there are an awful lot of students who leave without earning that paper credential that they had so fought to get. So many students right now are leaving without graduating. I mentioned 60% 6-year college graduation rate. And really the worst position you can be in is having gone to 2 or 3 or 3.5 years of undergrad work, taken out those loans and not graduated with that paper credential. And unfortunately, we do see that in many cases. So I think for those individuals, you could make the case that another path would have been much more worthwhile, but it is hard to quantify.
Well, okay, I know there's certain authors who take a stab at it, but I'm going to come back to the woman I talked to over the weekend. I frequently make the pitch for young people to get a skill rather than college, and that you're going to graduate with less debt and frequently make more money immediately. But one thing I don't think is taken into account is if you do wind up with some middle level management thing and you're laid off when you're 50 or 55, in our society, frequently you're almost unemployable. Whereas if you have a skill, you can keep working till you're 60 or 70 or 80 if you want to. Could you comment on the benefit of having a skill, a specific skill set, be it manufacturing, be it med tech, whatever, as opposed to a general degree on people who get laid off when they're over 40?
Sure. Well, what we do know, and I can't give you specific numbers on the skill-based side, but what we do know is that there are a large proportion of students who are leaving undergraduate work and entering jobs that do not require a college degree. And so this high level of what we refer to as underemployment is a real problem. And I think does suggest that many of those students would have been better served pursuing options that are skills-based in nature.
Well, thank you, Dr. Burke.